Hey, I'm Darien Matthews.
And I'm Sydney Mays.
And we're from the Art Leadership Center. And you're listening to Community Radio 95.7 FM WELT.
Help me welcome with your listening ear, Mr. Adrian Curry, founder and director of the Art Leadership Center. What's up, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I am great. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I'm excited to hear about the Art Leadership Center.
Yes, ma'am.
But before we get started, can you introduce your guests that you brought with you?
I surely can. You want to know what? These children are well seasoned. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Who are you, young man?
My name is Darian Hamlet. I am the son of Erica Hamlet and Dewan Matthews. I am aspired to be a dancer, part singer from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Excellent job. And who else do we have here? Who are you, my good sir?
My name is Sydney Mays, and I am the son of Rolandria Lewis. I aspire to be an engineer from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Excellent job.
Wow.
These are students at the Art Leadership Center. Amazing students.
They are amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what? They learn really quick.
They sure do.
Like, oh my goodness. Adrian.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, can you give me, just talk your bio to us to
Okay.
start off?
Well, my name is Adrian Lamar Curry. I graduated from Morehouse College with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology and Neuroscience. I am an aspiring neurosurgeon from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I have been working with the youth for over 15 years now, since I was a youth myself, mostly at the Weiser Park Youth Center, where I've been teaching step and dance. And back then, maybe in middle school and high school, we were putting on productions, okay? Singing, dancing, original song, original dance, original drumming. We work with Mr. Ira Kedley, and we would be a part of programs like the Mayat Youth Group and Dono in Tawaso, where we would learn about our culture, different historical events like the Harlem Renaissance, and then we will begin to write about it and express ourselves. And once we finished all the lyrics and all the beat work and all that type of skill work, we would put the production together and invite people to the show. And so I grew up doing a lot of that, a lot of community service through Fort Wayne Parks and Rec. I started the Black Falcons when I was in high school because I wanted to organize some children that were my age and begin to do community service and to enlighten ourselves on who we are as a people, a nation, a culture, you know. And so I went to Memorial Park Middle School. I was in fine arts through Ward Elementary School, so I've always been in show choir, drama, things like that. And then I went to Memorial Park Middle School. After graduating from Memorial Park, which was with honors, I was always in the National Honor Society and always graduated and always finished with high honors after each quarter. I ended up attending Southside High School. At Southside High School, I graduated at the top of my class, well, the number one African-American male, and altogether, I may have only had 7 B's on my transcript. And so I was very academic, but I also played sports. I was the number one hurdler in 2007 and 2008 in the 110 high hurdles and the 300 meter low hurdle. In the entire time, I was at the community center putting on these productions. And so when I was asked, matter of fact, through Weiser Park, through the Maya Youth Group, we ran a fundraiser and we end up traveling to Trinidad and Tobago, studying different parts of diaspora.
I remember when you guys took that trip.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but can I back up some? You said a mouthful.
Yes.
What I heard you say is that this is your love, but then you are also an aspiring neurosurgeon.
Yes.
How are you connecting the sciences with the arts?
Oh, man. So the philosophy is this. Well, at the foundation of the pyramid, if you could have a visual, if you look at a pyramid, we're going to segment it in 3 sections, okay? What we have is service at the bottom, our philosophy, okay? And
now you're talking about the pyramid of the Art Leadership
I'm
Center.
talking about the Art Leadership
Okay,
Center. But
okay.
You see, the Art Leadership Center, here goes what a lot of people don't realize. The Art Leadership Center is Adrian Lamar Curry. It is me. It's who I am. And so it all applies. Anything that I apply to the children that I feel they should apply to their own lives, I have already done it myself. Service is at the bottom, and then we have education. And education is the same thing as science. And science is really just breaking things down into segments, into parts, so that we can better understand them. And then when we can better understand them, we can then express, and that is the art form. And so with the Art Leadership Center, my aspiration to become a neurosurgeon is one and the same with the Art Leadership Center, because we're healing the minds of our youth and the people. And as well as the gardening program, for instance, we're going to get the Healing Center up and running as I matriculate through medical school.
That's cool. What is this Black Falcons that you started?
The Black Falcons was really a simple group where I would call in some of my friends from school, and quite frankly, anyone who was at the youth center at the time that was in that age bracket in high school. And we would watch videos and we would just discuss social issues. And, you know, it was just as simple as that. That was the beginning of realizing that I could organize and teach, you know, non-traditional education. You know, I also began to teach Dono and Tawaso at the age of, I transitioned at 14, but at 15, I was actually a contracted instructor.
What is that?
The Talking Drum was a program which was, now it's a coma. It's at the Wise Park Youth Center now. But back then it was called Dono and Tawaso. And that program started with myself, Mr. Ira Kedley, Miss Annette Page, and Miss Camille Curry.
Okay.
And that program consisted of steel drums, djembes, percussion style, you know, drumline style drumming, you know, snares, trios, things of that nature. And we had the spoken word and dancing and drumming. So we had the whole thing back during Dono and Tawaso. The theater already exists.
It was something for everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So this is where the ideas came from.
Okay.
And I've said this a lot to people that know me. They realize that, why should I say, I've realized after I've traveled, you know, I've traveled to Trinidad and Tobago, I've traveled to Canada, I've traveled to Ghana, West Africa, Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Elmina, Cape Coast, you know, I've traveled to Cusco, Peru, Lima, Peru, Iquitos, Peru, you know, and been in the jungles and things of that nature. But after all of that traveling and studying all the things that I've studied on this venture, on these endeavors, I realized one thing.
What's that?
I really only truly know the people where I'm from. And that was my heart. That's what I loved. As I educated people and became educated abroad, I realized that I could be more impactful by helping the child that lives next door, the child around the corner, you know. So if something happened to me, for instance, you know, they would realize, hey, my mother needs to be checked up on, right? That's more beneficial to me to build as a community.
That's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And it sounds like that goes to your 5 wells of leadership.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I did my research.
Oh, you're awesome.
Talk about your 5 wells of leadership.
The 5 wells of leadership. Well, you want to
guys
know what?
That?
Darien Matthews. I'm putting them on spot.
Yeah, that's okay. Put a mic in front of you.
Darien Matthews, what is the mission statement, matter of fact, of the Art Leadership Center? Can you help us out?
The Art Leadership Center is designed to systematically develop Renaissance scholars and artists with a global conscience that embody the 5 wells of leadership: well-read, well-spoken, well-dressed, well-traveled, and well-balanced.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
Good.
So where does this come from? What are we really dealing with here? Well, at Morehouse College, the 10th president, which is Dr. Robert Franklin, who, if you talk to a lot of Morehouse men, they really admire Dr. Franklin. And he actually proposed that we should be Renaissance scholars. And he also introduced the 5 wells to us. And I realized that, man, if someone would have taught me this when I was a young boy, I would have already been able to play the role, you know, become in sync with what it means to be a leader, a Renaissance scholar. And so all I did mostly was I added a systematic process, a way to matriculate the children through the program effectively so that they may develop into leaders. And I also added the Renaissance artist. And so altogether, that is the foundation of leadership and in terms of the Art Leadership Center.
Those are your core values.
You want to know what? The core values will be the purpose and the philosophy. Matter of fact, what is the purpose of the Art Leadership Center?
To build, to crystallize. I am, because we are. The house divided will fall. Welcome to the house.
And so that is the purpose and the philosophy, the purpose of which is to build or to crystallize. And we believe that no matter who you are on this planet Earth, you are born to build and to crystallize,
What's
which is
crystallize? What does that mean?
Excellent. Well, when we look at the etymology of the word education, okay, adukar, we realize that, matter of fact, Darien, I'm putting him on spot again. Darien, do you remember the etymology of the word education?
To To tighten up?
To tighten up, ultimately, which is the same thing as leadership, which means to pull up or to tighten up. And so we realize that education is really about learning to be leaders or to tighten up. And so when you tighten up, we realize that tightening up is the same thing as crystallizing, or to come together to form into this beautiful geometric structure, just like a school of fish or a flock of birds, right? We are just the same. We don't want to be like Mr. Potato Head, where you have the arms where the legs are and the eyes where the mouth is, right? We want to make sure that we are in the correct positions, and we want to tighten up from there. And what I've realized is that when you speak of religion, for instance, or different religions of the world, there's many Christ-like figures. And I had to study, what is a Christ? And I realized it was a title, and it's coming from Christos, right, which is a Greek word, and that Christos is the equivalent of saying to tighten up, to become the example, or to become enlightened. Crystallizing is also becoming enlightened, or to become light body. That's where you get the Son of God, if you will.
Wow. You guys are very well versed. What brings you to the Leadership Academy, the Art Leadership Center, Sydney?
Well, I want to bring the community together and be a leader, like Mr. Curry. I want to be like him.
Like Mr. Curry. Oh, that's so sweet. What are you doing right now? Because what grade are you in?
7th.
And how are you leading right now? I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I'm leading right now. See, the younger children, there's people that look up to me, so I have to show them the right path to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Be an example.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Adrian? What brings you to the Art Leadership Center?
Darien?
Well, it's to just help people who sometimes can't do what they think they can do and be a leader.
Okay. What do you like most about it?
It's just learning new stuff and having fun with my team.
Okay. What about you, Sydney? What do you like most about it?
I like being a leader.
You like being a leader. That's cool. Very cool. So we've talked about your mission statement, your core values. You guys have talked about the 5 wells. I'll never forget that. Where are you located?
We're currently located at St. Henry, which is a church on Paulding and Hessen-Castle. We operate using one of the classrooms there in the gymnasium, which has a stage. There's a large garden there where Mr. Paul, who's the property manager, he has over 16 ethnicities working in that garden. This summer we did a gardening program out there, and so we'll utilize that, the garden, and also there's a pavilion out there that we utilize. So that's ultimately how we're functioning at this moment.
When do you guys meet?
So the new schedule for the fall session has just been solidified. We're meeting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 3:30 to 7.
And how can anyone who's interested in wait a minute, we have boys here, but are girls a part of this?
Yes, actually, the majority of the children are girls.
Okay.
Right now, and so we're working on we're separating the boys from the girls. This is the first time that we've ever done that, so that we can begin to build up the young ladies and build up the young men separately.
Okay.
We're also adding adults as well to the program. So this is going to be a huge family affair. Yet there are tons of young ladies who are amazing as well. Alana Shaw, my angel Jordan, all Gena, just so they can hear their names. They are amazing children. Desire Buchanan. Okay.
I think you better name everybody.
Right.
How can you be contacted?
You can contact me 3 different ways, actually. The Art Leadership Center email, which is the Art Leadership Center 13@gmail.com. You can contact me via cell phone, which is 260-206-8437. And also, if you look up the Art Leadership Center on Facebook, if you send an inbox, we will respond as promptly as possible.
Adrian, who's your target audience? I mean, who's your target population, and how did you select that?
Amazing.
Target?
Well, you want to know what? It was easy to select. The target audience are children that overcome social challenges, overcome behavior challenges, overcome financial and health challenges. My target audience are those people that are directly in my community in the southeast quadrant, quite frankly. it started once again with the philosophy, and I can do this. Matter of fact, I'll do a quick display for you, and you'll see how I developed the philosophy of how to build. I believe that you should start with self. The atom, for instance, the atom. You realize in the Bible, you'll notice that it starts with a guy named Adam, right? Which is the most powerful tool in history, the book that we call the Bible. But then if you look at the most powerful civilization that it seems that people believe is the most powerful civilization of antiquity is Egypt, which if you look at their deity, the most powerful deity was Atum-Ra. And so, I start to think, what is this atom, right? And then I looked in science in this Western civilization. I realized that the atom is the most fundamental unit of matter. And so I start thinking, I said, okay, if that's the most fundamental unit of matter, then, and it builds who we are, then the atom must be alive as well. And so I said, okay, we need to start with the atom, which is self, and then begin to build outward. So really quick, I'm going to do a display. Are you ready for this? I hope you are. They don't know that I was on, They're smiling, they're nervous here, but check this out. Atoms, what do they come together to create?
Elements.
Elements, and these elements come together to create what?
Molecules.
Molecules, excellent job, Sydney. And molecules come together to make what?
Cells.
Cells, excellent job. And cells come together to make what?
Tissue.
Tissues make what?
Organs.
Organs make what?
Organ systems.
Organ systems make what?
Organisms.
And organisms come together to make what?
Organizations.
And the first organization that we know of is what?
Family.
And family comes together to make what?
Tribes.
And tribes make what?
Nations.
Nations make what?
Empires.
Empires come together to make what?
Kingdoms.
Kingdom of heaven that is on earth. And earth is said to be a planet, and planets come together to make what?
Solar systems.
And solar systems come together to make what?
Universes.
And the universe is said to sit inside of what? One
atom.
One
Atom.
one
Atom.
Excellent job. So in order to build, we have to start with self and move outward. Eventually we will get back to ourselves.
I'm silenced. I'm silenced. That was awesome. I see how you're connecting the medical to it and the sciences to it.
Yes, ma'am.
And connecting the arts, because many times people who are into the arts are not into the scientific part, or those that are into the science think those that are into the arts are just foo-foo.
Right.
You are connecting the two, and you're making that total connection.
Yes, ma'am. Holistic approach.
Yes.
Holistic approach to healing.
How does the Art Leadership Center connect to the community after you've groomed all of
the children
yes,
that
yes,
are groomed?
yes,
Well,
yes.
well, they're being trained to be leaders, Renaissance leaders,
Okay.
Renaissance scholars and artists. Yet what their training is all about is becoming a peer-led instructor. Like Sydney was saying, he realizes already that the younger children are looking up to him. So he is
awesome.
becoming their instructor because they learn vicariously through him. Well, you want to know what? This is a grassroots movement. And so we are building. We don't have a huge platform yet, but soon we will. We haven't been up and running for a year yet. We've had 3 events, 3 sessions, ultimately the spring boot camp and the summer camp, and also what we have going on now, which is the fall session.
It's 3 different elements.
Yeah, so the idea is for each season we want to be consistent as well. We want to do the same events each season.
Okay.
And so in the summer, which is I feel like one of the bigger sessions, the summer camp is all about, it's the same type. We're still training, but we want to put them through different programs like gardening, self-defense, things of that nature, beyond just dancing and step in the arts, but different forms of art, I should say. And the idea is at the end of the program, there is a showcase, an award ceremony, and also we put on a carnival. This past summer, we put on a carnival. The idea, though, is for us to eventually create our own festival, where we stroll and we're going to be drumming in a drumline fashion. So we want to be the center of attention in that festival, obviously, but we want to invite people across the city, across the country, across the earth to come and participate. We want to bridge some gaps here. We want to build. So that is what we're doing. Now, for the fall session, we're going to be preparing for the December 20th show. Right now we're working on the location, yet the December 20th show, we're going to begin to incorporate different things. At first it was just stepping. Right? We just added some spoken word. We're adding chanting. They're learning how to use their voices. They're learning how to express themselves. This is the beginning of the theater part, right? This is the beginning of the drama. And so step by step, each session we're building on to eventually we will have a full percussion theater with drumming, stepping, spoken word, singing, rapping, the whole nine, and theater. And so what will happen is we'll put on different shows with different themes.
Okay.
And that will, those different themes will address different issues, if you will, that we have in the community. For instance, there are no bookstores on the southeast side of town, right? That's important to shed light on. There are no hospitals on the southeast side of town, you know. There are no Whole
Sit-down
Foods.
restaurants.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
help.
the last, you know, we can go on and on,
Right.
So that's what we're up against. And so, you know, who can develop a place, right? Nothing but the future, right? And that's what we have here. And so that is the outreach, and we want to send them out into the world to do service, because they understand that service is about being humble and about being, it's an M word. What am I looking for?
Meek.
Oh, and the meek shall
Inherit the earth.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I was going to ask about age, but you have said that it's all ages. You don't there's not a specific cutoff on age, and you're incorporating adults as well.
Yes, there's been so many adults, and I've always wanted to, but I wanted to wait for the right time, and I feel like the right time is when you hear them calling, and the adults are saying, "Hey, Mr. Curry, we want to do it too." You know, and at first I was thinking, you know, they want to step. They want to, you know, some of them may want to work out and do fitness, but really they want to step. Okay. And some of them actually want the focus and the discipline. Yet I didn't realize until, you know, more recently that they really want the education as well. And why is that important? Because now they can understand what their children are going through. They can understand what their children are learning, and now the family can become stronger. I call them our guardian angels.
So your staff, and do you have any opportunities for volunteers to come in?
Well, you want to know, that is what our staff is right now.
Okay.
They are volunteers.
They're volunteers.
We have volunteer staff. We have amazing volunteer staff that are contributing until I create that official staff. And that's what we're working on now. The idea is to go ahead and train these individuals so that we can say, okay, these are staff, and also obviously, you know, be able to produce enough revenue that we can pay the staff and the organization can become sustainable.
So are you in search for volunteers now?
Yes, right now this is the call. And you know what? Our parents have been the volunteers.
That's cool.
Our parents have been the staff. Our parents have been the fundraising committee. Our parents, quite frankly, are the engine. Literally, that is how this thing is running. Yes, that is how this thing is operating. So right now, the staff are our parents, and they are amazing. And soon, we will get to the point where we can train our staff and pay them.
And so, what are you in need of right now?
Funding? No. No, seriously, we're in need of boots. We're in need of drums.
Okay.
We're in need of a printer. You know, a copy machine. We're in need of the tools to actually function as a profitable, sustainable business. And that's the biggest thing. They're in need of T-shirt. They're in need of men that will support. We are in need of men that will support young men, the fathers. That's what we're in need of.
Okay.
Quite frankly, we're in need of anyone in the community that can see the vision and understands the philosophy. We're in need of a van so that they can get to and from. We have transportation issues, you know. And so this is a call out for the youth. This is for our future in this community. You know, we must come together and figure out how we can come up with these tools, these resources, so that they can be successful. People like Sydney, he's an amazing child, but without the opportunity,
they both are. They
people
really are.
like Darien Matthews,
yes,
oh my
you guys
goodness,
are amazing.
I mean, but if we don't have the support from our parents, from the community to bring about opportunity, then we are failing as the adults. We are failing as the elders and the leaders in this community. So the tools would really help and become the vehicles for these children to reach success.
What's your vision?
The vision is this. The vision is I have a central location where there's enough land to do a number of activities. One, house a festival. Also to garden. We want to do a lot of gardening. That's critical for us. We believe that we should eat clean, and we want our community to eat clean. And so we want to produce enough food that can also be spread out to the community. That is a part of the vision. Also, the productions, we want the productions to grow and to be quite influential. We want to be foot soldiers in the community, if you will, picking up trash. Whether, maybe we have to go block by block, but we begin to clean up our environment because we realize the environment teaches the mind. Matter of fact, mentis in the Latin means what?
Mind.
Oh, what is that?
Mind.
Oh, okay. Mind. So we know that environment is to surround, and environment is to surround the mind. So we realize, and if you study the ancients, they all knew that the environment taught the subconscious, the subcortical regions of the brain. They understood that. Neuroscientists understand that. So without the environment stimulating those brain cells, then they will never create the connections that are necessary to produce healthy individuals, forward thinking, individuals with integrity, right? And so we want to begin to change that environment. And so once we can get that central location, the vision is for us to bridge gaps and become abroad, be established in Africa, right? Have a location in Asia, right? We want to go ahead and bridge the gap. So beyond the building and kind of the tools that we need as far as the vision, the biggest picture is to produce peer-led instructors. That is the vision. So that when Mr. Curry's knees go out and I can't stump anymore and I can't step, one of these young leaders will step right in.
There you go.
Will step right in. So the idea for the Leadership Center is for it to be a generator. Generate the leaders, generate the instructor, generate the change in our community.
Very nice. You were nominated for something in leadership just recently.
Yes, ma'am. The Arts United Emerging Leader Award. Well, they give these awards out every year. There's different awards you can be nominated for, and it was a project. Ultimately, I have been working in the community for a long time, and many people know that I have sacrificed a lot, and beyond the children who wrote some amazing things for me, because you have to have a description, just a few words if you wanted to add some testimonials as well. Yes. That the parents have written. But they said some marvelous things about me, and so what happened was we went out and we sought for different people in the community to nominate myself, and so it's a competition. Whoever receives the most nominations wins the award. The award will be presented January 19th. I don't know the location right now. I believe it's at the Arts United Center. That is what is going on. And so the idea is to gain exposure, not only to myself and the work that I've done, but to the Art Leadership Center, so that once again we can kind of recruit individuals that agree with the philosophy and agree with what we have going.
Guys, what would you like to share? Anything special? You got the floor, guys.
I'd just like to say that if anybody can, they should support the Art Leadership Center, and you should join and come have fun with us and join our team.
Amazing. That was Darien Matthews. What about you, Sydney? Sydney Mays.
Yeah, come join, have fun with us. You can still come and, have fun.
And just have fun. There you go.
It's a beautiful thing, when you start with nothing, and you have people that support and they'll donate their last dollar, and I mean, I just want to give a shout out to those people that have stepped up in my time of need, people that have helped carpool, I think that I can't thank them enough. These children, they mean the world to me, and I know that now they mean the world to them as well. Yet I see many more people coming. There are people in the community that, and I mean the community meaning nationwide, that are watching. And when they get into position, they are going to reach out. They're going to support. And so we want people here, though, to feel the same way, to see the beauty in what we're doing and the beauty in the children. We want them to reach out and support. The more hands I have on deck, especially professional men and women. Right. People that already are well educated and understand the steps that it takes to make this a success. We want to invite those people.
I see you doing some awesome things in the community, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you guys are going. When's the next performance? Do you have a date already?
Yes, right now we're preparing to perform in the Grand Wayne Center November 10th. With the Urban League at their gala. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to perform in that foyer. It's the 100th anniversary march, 100th anniversary 100th year anniversary or march to economic empowerment. And so the idea is to speak on national people, national leaders who have made an impact in our community, nationwide, of course, economically speaking. So from, maybe a little bit before the Civil War all the way until the present day. And the Art Leadership Center students will represent the future. And so they will come in and they will showcase some of their discipline and focus. And we're going to go ahead and showcase what we do. And then December 20th is the show that we're working on the location, but that will be our actual official winter show.
Awesome. Again, give your contact information.
My name is Adrian Lamar Curry. You can contact me at 260-206-8437. Again, that's 260-206-8437. Or you can email me at theartleadershipcenter13@gmail.com. And if you want more information, the best place to go is our Facebook page right now, because we're still working on our website, and that is at the Art Leadership Center on Facebook. Please push like just to stay in the loop on what's going on. We're going to be creating a few groups, and as the organization develops, things will be more beautiful as they go.
Thank you so much, Adrian Curry, Sydney Mays, and Darien Matthews of the Art Leadership Center. You've been listening to Speak Now, and I'm Gena. Peace and blessings. Until next time. Bye-bye.